often. You feel me? And it just got to the point where I guess something that happened. He didn't tell me the full deets about it, but why did I just say deets? That was so nerdy. That was so nerdy.
It's okay. I know what you mean. No, it's not, bro.
Why did I say that?
Because you be tapped into the deets. The deets.
Deets is crazy.
You a deeter.
That is so wild.
Nigga.
Why did I just say that? But yeah, he never gave me the full details about that, so I don't know.
I'm highly spiritual. 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 Yo, peace and love, friends and family. Welcome back to another episode of the Highly Emotional Podcast. I got my dog Tre with me on this episode, man. We haven't linked in a long time. I don't know if you guys been tapped into some of my older interviews, but I've done podcast episodes with him on the Bro Chileans, which were crazy. The beginning of my spiritual journey, locked in with him and his bro. And there's powerful messages in that. So if you're looking for more information and stuff like that, make sure you check out the Bro Chileans, and you make sure that you check out my bro, Tre Matthews. And welcome to the Highly Emotional Podcast too, bro. So,
appreciate the introduction.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. For sure. It's been a minute, and I feel like people make time for the things that they want. So it's an honor to be here. So I know it's been a long time coming. I think the last time we did an interview was maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was it was like 2 years ago. We did that one podcast here.
Mm-hmm.
And it was up close and personal. But yeah, that was the last time. That may have been like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Sure. Definitely. And I told you this off mic too, like just seeing the elevation of you grow each time I see you, or just each time you post on social media. It's phenomenal, bro. It's phenomenal seeing your journey. It's phenomenal being your friend, being your brother and all that. So again, thank you for having me on here.
Nah, I appreciate it, bro. It's a long time coming, and we have a powerful conversation just on the journey, information, and just anything that people can align with that can help them on their spiritual journey, on their life journey, through this thing that we call life, which is truly just an experience. So, yeah.
Definitely. Now, I told you also, I usually come to podcasts or come to videos super prepared, and this is like one of the things where it's off the whim for me.
Yeah.
So I did kind of write something down on the way here because I was having a conversation with one of my homies, and we were just chopping it up. And he was asking like, how's your journey with God been? This, that, and the third. And, we were just chopping it up. And I told him, I was like, a lot of people believe in God, but a lot of people don't fear God. And so I wrote this down because he asked me like, what do you mean by that? Like, what's the difference? Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And I just said, like, when you believe in God, it's a sense of purpose, hope, and the idea of a higher power, looking out for them. But when you fear God, it requires surrendering, humility, and accountability. I think that's harder. Belief is easy. It's easy to believe in something. But when you're fearing God, that takes a lot of reverence, I feel like, and a lot of obedience.
I feel like I have a love-hate relationship with these terminologies, and terminology is everything. I think that fearing God is a wrong way to look at it based upon the term fear. To have a relationship with God is to respect God, is to understand God. So for me, when I hear that term fear, it makes me think about like parenting, right? So if you're taught to fear your parent, a lot of times you're going to become a liar, right? We talk about our egoistic archetypes. So when I study people and religions, and this starts with me, I study myself first and then I study the world. Well, when people fear God, they use Jesus as like an scapegoat, right? So it's like,
oh, last night I didn't turn up, I didn't pop Molly with my people and went crazy on the strippers, right? But today I'm suffering and the police just pulled me over with 6 pounds in my trunk. So please, Jesus, please save me from, this situation. And so when we say fear God, I feel like we use that underneath the term because when you fear your parents, you may not tell them the true situation, but you'll want them to get you out of a situation that you shouldn't even been putting yourself in. Because if you are aligned with God and you respect God, then you wouldn't even put yourself in neither one of these situations. And if you understand the law of attraction, well, if you was last night popping pills and drinking and doing things that were low vibrational, you're going to attract low vibrational things to your life. So you don't realize that last night when you was popping pills at the club, you attracted the police to you today. You get what I'm saying? Because you're still operating in that low vibrational state. Now, I'll say this. To have a relationship with God, I understand that God is through me, so I am a representation on what God is. So when you see me and you see me doing right and good and living my truth, well, then you can say, yo, he's aligned with God, so I want to do right things too because look how he looks, look how he acts, look at his wealth, look at his children, look at his family. I wouldn't say idle, but I would say you are inspired by the things that I'm doing. And then someone says after you lost 20 pounds, right, or 30 pounds or 50 pounds, they say to you, hey, how'd you lose weight? Right? So that's the same thing. When you see someone who's truly aligned with God, you say, hey, bro, how'd you change your life? How'd you get off the drugs? How'd you do this? And then the person says, hey, I just been one with God. You get what I'm saying? So the term fear, I don't really align with it. I don't believe that you should fear God.
Well, I think when a lot of people hear the word fear, to your point, they hear like, how people fear their parents. And,
I'm going to go to hell if I do this.
Yeah, it's not more of that. It's more in the sense of just like a respect kind of thing, because it's like, I feel like you shouldn't fear your parents. If anything, you should respect them. The fear in that should be like, if I lie, I know the consequences of telling a fib. It should be that. Not per se like, I fear them and I'm afraid or scared to talk to them or open up about certain conversations.
So my relationship and everything goes back to like, how I present myself to those who are around me, right? So with my kids don't necessarily get in trouble. I don't do the whole like, you're a bad kid and shut the fuck up, Connor. Like I don't do stuff like that with my kids, right? The only time that my kids will get a side of me where I display my shadow and not just the protector, is when they lie to me. And the thing about it is, if I'm here to protect you as your father, right? You have to always tell me the truth. If you slap somebody, tell me you slapped them. And then I'm going to ask you why. Mm-hmm. And you say, hey, well, this motherfucker disrespected me, right? So that's my thing. And then I say, okay, well, if you didn't slap this person, do you think that this person would have continued to disrespect you? Now, if you lie to me and you say, I didn't do anything, they're lying. And then I find out the truth. Well, now you didn't put me in a situation where I represented you and I didn't understand all the context. So how can I protect you? So that goes back to my same thing with like God, right? So like when it comes to God, I'm truthful with myself. I'm not the perfect person. I make mistakes. I do bad shit, but I also realize that because I am one with God and aligned with God, I'm conscious of when I fuck up. And then if you reflect to one of my books that I fuck with heavy, The 4 Agreements, after all the other agreements, the fourth one is to do your best. So every day, every second, every moment is an opportunity to become better. That is how you know you are at the frequency of God, because you always are striving to become better. But even when you have your bad days where you fucked up, you might cheat on your girl or something like that, there's that point where you become conscious and you're like, yo, my wife or my girl is doing so great by me. I need to stop cheating. And then you work on that shit. That's the relationship with God, is where you constantly work. There's no stopping relationship or stopping point to the relationship where you are just in God's grace. That never happens. Just because you go to church or you pray 7 times a day, that doesn't make you in the grace of God if you are not living aligned with God. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right,
that becomes your escape. I fear God. I prayed. Allah Akbar. That shit does not that does not matter. That is a mask that you're wearing to pretend that you are aligned with God, and that is bullshit.
So let's stay here. So 2-part question. So you being a father, which by the way, you make it look super easy. You know what I'm saying? I love the fact that you keep your family. Huh?
This way.
This way. Oh, my bad.
No, you're good.
2-part question. So tell me, how do you keep God in your relationship now with not just your wife, but with your family, right? Because you make it look easy. You know what I'm saying? And I love the fact that you incorporate your kids and just your family in totality in everything that you do, which is super phenomenal, bro. You look at a lot of people on social media or just in general, right? They try to exclude their family in a lot of stuff, or they don't try to post their family a lot, that kind of thing, privacy reasons, that kind of thing. I respect it. So how do you keep God the priority in your relationship with your family?
So I'll say that first, it starts with me. I have to be aligned with God, right? And like I said, this does not mean I'm perfect. This term God does not mean I'm perfect and I pray every day and I do all the right things. I have my times, but I understand my shadow and my light. And so what this does for me, it makes me realize that when I'm out in the world, I'm not only representing just myself. I'm not only just representing God, but I'm also representing them. So when my kids look at me as the leader who stands in the front, because a real king is in the battlefield with his soldiers, with his warriors, right? He's not at the castle saying, "Yo, make sure you
trying to lead from the back."
That's bullshit. That's presidency, right? And so when I'm out here in the world, I realize that I represent my family, and so it's a priority to make sure that when they look at me, they see something that they can follow within the footsteps. So for me, it's not about making sure that everybody's in my business with my family, because you'll never know when me and my wife are beefing. That's not for the world. And my kids will never know when me and my wife are beefing. Half of the time, I don't even know when me and my wife are beefing. You get what I'm saying? So the point is that it's all about showing authenticity within your characteristic on how you show up in the world every day. And for me, when I do show my flaws, that is also to show my kids it's okay to have flaws. Just because you are one with God or of God doesn't mean that you don't have flaws. Some days I'm depressed. Some days I'm sloppy and eating unhealthy and missing out on the gym. Some days I might scream at my kids and say, "Yo, what you doing?" But it doesn't mean that I'm not of God. It means that I'm willing to display to you who I am. But then when I'm conscious of it, well, then that's when I come back and I'm like, "Yo, I'm fasting for 40 days. Or, yo, I'm not eating color. Or I'm not." It's all about representation. I represent them. I represent God. I represent me. And I'm not talking about God, the man in the sky. I'm talking about God, the frequency of love, but the combination of both, because everything, and people are going to hate this, everything is of God. And that's even what you may deem the devil, which is just a lower vibrational frequency, just like people at the club. That represents a side in which God is not shined there because people neglect God in this specific area. Does that make sense? It's deep.
No, that's deep. That's deep.
Because that's the thing. It's like, I think that I have to be God like outside in the world, in the light, right? But in the dark, it's like, I don't want to show the world. Why you think all this shit is in the dark? Why you think the clubs are in the dark?
Right.
Why you
people
think
drink, smoke,
because they're trying to hide it. You trying to hide who you are.
Right.
But just be who you are. Because the thing about it is that you always have the power to change. If you're gonna drink, why not drink? Why not drink here? Why, if you're gonna be this way, be truthfully who you are. And if you don't like that about you, instead of hiding it, address it and work on being better.
But that goes back to the accountability part of when I say fear God. It's the accountability piece. It's easy to be like, yeah, I believe in God. But I feel like a lot of times people treat that relationship like the big homie. Like, oh, God got me. God got me no matter what.
Please deliver me from the sick.
That's not how it works.
That's bullshit. That's And that's why I'm anti-religion, because when you get to anti-religion, it's a bunch of people pointing fingers and saying, hey, this motherfucker ain't of God, or this person ain't of God. And that's cap to me. Because that's not the true teachings of Jesus. The teachings of Jesus is the temple of God is within, right? So the thing about it, instead of me going to this church and saying, hey man, we're going to come here and I'm going to listen to this guy tell me about his relationship with God. Well, truthfully, you should be searching for your relationship with God inward, inside of you. And so with religion, I study this a lot. So I go sit down with a Buddhist monk. I'll sit here and tap into the Quran and Muslim culture. I'll even refer back to when I was a Christian, all these different things. And I'll sit here and say, well, what are the teachings? The teachings, all these things on how you have to maintain, bro, literally everything is the same. All religious beliefs are the same, but in different terminology told by different people. And when you can understand the message within all of it, well, then you get to see the bigger picture. The key is to learn, continue to love, and experience life at the highest form, the highest frequency, which is high vibrational instead of low vibrational. That's the two sides of duality. So you have your light and your dark, your God, the devil and Jesus, yin and yang, lights off, duality, but all of it is still God. It's all still one, bro.
So how are you instilling, these principles and morals and things like that into your kids, especially in today's world? Because again, I don't like to bring up social media because that's like the scapegoat.
No, you're good.
But it's so hard to. I'm assuming it's like very difficult to be a father nowadays because like, bro, it's the internet. You got video games. You got distractions. Like there's so many different things that take away the child's attention span nowadays. Versus like when we were younger, we didn't necessarily grow up with an iPad. We didn't grow up with like all these technological things that kids have access to now. Chat GPT. Like these are things now that you have to consider when you're raising children. You feel me?
I mean, one of the most powerful quotes is "Discipline makes the master." Mm-hmm. And so with my kids, I teach them everything is nothing is truly bad or good, right? Back to what I just said before. Everything is good little by little. So with their iPads, they get them on the weekends. Video games they play on the weekends.
So moderation.
Moderation, there you go.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the same thing about myself. It's all about me. If I'm going to go to the gym, I got to make sure I go to the gym. Some days I'm going to fuck up, and that's okay. 2 days off, 3 days off, that's okay. That's the same thing with everything else, but I also keep it real with my kids. I'm a realist, so I talk to my kids the same way I talk to you. And I also understand that the social media side of the world, and you let me know if I'm talking over your head, like if you need me to break it down a little more. But majority of the world is a stage. And what you realize, and Kanye said this before, is that 99% of the population of the earth is acting. We're acting. We're pretending. Hey, act like you got some sense. Hey, act like you got some manners. Hey, act like professional. Hey, act professional. Hey, you remember at Apple, right? Yeah. Me on the microphone being goofy, and somebody was like, "Be professional." And it's like, why do I need to be professional? Why do I need to act? Why can't I be authentic? Do you think that I'm unprofessional because I use slang terminology, because I'm wearing Uggs in the Apple store, because I have tattoos on my face? Do you think that I'm uneducated or I'm unprofessional based upon that? No. So the thing about it is that I tell my kids on what the world is. All right, boom. The food that we eat is poisoning. Let me show you these things that attribute to ADHD.
But you do realize.
Go ahead.
I get what you're saying.
Go ahead.
You do realize a lot of parents can't get those points across to their children the same way.
Repetition.
The way you're breaking it down and the way you're talking to them, you said like you're talking to me. A lot of parents can't do that.
But it starts as a young age. So think about what I was telling you about my egoistic archetypes, right? From the time that you're 1 to 7 is the time that your programming of your subconscious mind is pretty much eternalized to the point where it cannot really be changed that simple. right? So from the time my kids are born till they're 7, I talk to them like, hey, come on, man. Hey, get up. Hey, you a big man. Hey, when you on the game with your sister, you don't let nobody talk about her like that. Hey, you say to them, hey, don't talk to my sister like that. Or what you gonna do? Hey, I'm done with this situation. Because if I don't teach them now, they're gonna fake it their entire life after this. So the point is, I have to tell them what the world is now. Hey, if you go out here and you tell people too much, or you tell people something that they may not understand, hey, it could be the police at our door. You get what I'm saying? So I have to tell them all these things. Hey, look, Mari, this is what I want you to know. Look, if anybody break into our house, hey, I got a gun upstairs. You go pop the lid on the container of the gun. You load it up, and if I'm not here, and you let that motherfucker go, because it goes me at the front, right? Remember what I said? In the battlefield, it goes me, then my wife, and if you get past my wife, who you think's up next in line? My son.
Right.
So I have to teach him this now, because these are the things that are necessary in the real world. The real world is kill or be killed. Mm-hmm. That's the truth. The reason why people are successful is because they sacrifice all these smaller situations for success. So that's the thing. If you don't eat him, he gonna eat you. So I have to be authentic with my kids at all times. I gotta keep it 100% true with them, because if not, they gonna go out like my oldest daughter, who's 17. She think that you could just go out in the world and get an apartment and get a car, and I'm like,
they're making it to the point where you can't afford to do that,
bro. If you go get an apartment right now, you have to make 3 times the rent.
Yeah.
Do you know that majority? Yeah. This goes back to the 99 percentile type shit, right? Majority of people in America don't have $1,000 to their name for any type of rainy day situation.
I think I've seen this stat where it's like, if you have over $5,000, you're richer than like half the population.
So there you have it. So 3 times the rent. Most people ain't making 3 times the rent, but they got the rent. They can do it.
They gonna find a way to get the rent.
So that's the thing. So I because my daughter wasn't raised by me and my wife, and my teachings of who I am now, she about to go ahead like the rest of us, hop out in that world and just become an NPC of working a regular job. So therefore, the dire need of me teaching her this stuff is every time I see her, hey, look, don't settle for less. Know who you are. You are a queen. You are a queen. So when you get out here in the world, you have to understand that people are going to treat you based upon how you act. Mm-hmm. So you can manipulate people. If you met me for the first time, and I told you this possibly before, if you met me for the first time and I said, my name is Dr. Swim. You know, I'm an orthopedic doctor, If I told you this, right, what you think that you going to believe I am? A doc, right? So therefore, that's how you have to present yourself to the world,
right?
And that's what's important. So when you're out here in the world, and I try to teach her these things little by little, how you carry yourself is how the world manifests in your reality. You get out here and try to be a trap nigga, where you think you're gonna be your entire life.
Now, do you think that reality, everything that we're talking about right now, do you think that pertains to just the States, or do you think that's or internationally? And the reason why I asked that is because I travel a lot. So being around the world and seeing some of these countries like Japan, and just seeing how far they are in terms of just technology advancement, or just society. Say what you want about them. When they're on one accord, things get done. Here we have dysfunction, right? And it starts like, you can argue about politics and stuff like that all day, but we're so dysfunctional about everything. We can never agree about anything. And so I guess I say all that to say, like, are you talking about, does that pertain to here, or you think that's literally everywhere you go in the world?
No, it pertains to everywhere in the world, because you ask people over there in those countries, and not going to say all of them because I don't know, but if you look at it, a lot of those people want to come over to here, right? And it's the terminology or the thought process in which we believe that the grass is greener. Right. So you have people who come from third world countries like Peru. Right. They come over here because they believe that the grass is greener. Right. But over in Peru, people who are from America look at Peru and they're like, bro, I want to go to Peru. It's free.
Well, they want to go to vacation to Peru.
I mean, sure. I mean, some people want to escape the United States for sure. And I get it. But that's the thing, is like, no matter where you are, based upon your perspective, you can think that your situation is horrible, but there's people who are in Peru, right, and living in a hut, and they farm
Honduras,
beans, and
Places,
they have lambs, and they don't really they drink rainwater or something. But guess what? They think that their life is amazing,
and it is though, because that's the great thing about it. It's perspective.
So that's the thing. No matter where you are. And this goes back to what I was talking about with manifestation. No matter where you are, if you are not aligned mentally, physically, and spiritually, then technically you might be living in hell based upon how you view your situation, because there's always a situation worse. I ain't gonna lie. Me being in Peru, farming little beans, probably won't be able to feed my kids as much as they need to eat. You know what I'm saying? So that might not be heaven to me.
Right.
So based upon my perspective, I got it better. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. It's like everything is perspective based, and it goes back to our subconscious programming as children. You were taught that
the U.S. was the best thing smoking.
Hey, I pledge of allegiance, or I'm black and the police are bad, or the police are good and I'm white, or I can get this job. Whatever it is about us,
it's that subconscious.
It's our subconscious belief, and that creates the reality in which we see it. Because before I broke through my programming of my mind, I would sit here and think like, yo, the police, man, I gotta watch out. And then a police car would drive by.
But now they're probably invisible to you, right?
Hey, here it go. Hey, bro, a nigga gonna rob me. What I do? I see a dreadhead nigga running across the street with a AR-15. Like, we think about this. Oh man, these racist ass niggas. You see, next thing you see a Confederate flag, right? But then I change my perspective, and I say, I'm invisible, and now I don't see none of that shit. I might see a police car, but that nigga don't see me. You get what I'm saying? So it's my frequency. If I see a police car, I don't think like, oh shit, this police car is gonna pull me over. I don't. I just think, hey man, this nigga working. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get home. I'm going to get home. I don't even allow myself to focus on it and give it too much attention, because whatever your frequency or vibration or thought is, whatever the strongest one is what aligns with your reality. So if you think the police is out to get you, then guess what? They out to get you, my nigga. Run. You get what I'm saying? And that's what people don't understand is like, you can live in your desired reality based upon your perspective. And that works with anything. And it doesn't mean that being black, being white, Christian, any of these things are good or bad. But it's about how you perceive it and how you perceive that it benefits you in your reality. Because, and I'm sorry I'm getting super deep, but all right, these stones, right? People think that if you don't wear your stone, then you're not spiritual. Bro, I give this shit power. Bro, the Bible is literally just a book. So if that shit gets dirty or ripped, I don't need to hold on to it, because I think that God up there like, I've been waiting 6 months for this nigga to do something with this book, that this Bible that was dirty and should be thrown away. I don't look at it like that. It's a book. The power I give it is how important it is.
So what do you think in terms of the future of not just America, but just the entire world? Because I brought up ChatGPT earlier, and the reason I did is because I seen this interview yesterday on Breakfast Club. It was who was it? I forget the podcast right now, but it's long story less long. They were talking about how they have AI teaching children now, depending on what part of the country you live in or where you're going in the world. Like, and I think that's super scary.
All right, so with AI. And this is back to what I said. AI is a tool, and it can be used to assist people. So for me, I use AI as a tool to create a course where I combine psychology and spirituality in order to understand the terminology, to be able to teach the people things that I knew spiritually, but if I told you them spiritually, you wouldn't understand it. So therefore, I can break it down on how the brain is affected and all this other shit based upon, science, right? So with AI, I think the only way that it can be scary is if you think that it's scary. If you understand that it's a tool, because there's a time where the internet, they thought that the internet was the end of the world. Y2K.
But let me tell you the difference though. Let me tell you the difference with the internet. Like you said, it was a tool. I mean, AI is a tool as well, but now it's taking jobs. I don't think the internet got to the point where it was taking jobs from people. You feel what I'm saying?
It was though, because
what job?
You have to. I mean, bro, think about online shopping. Like online.
Okay, that's fair.
But here's
storefronts.
Here's another thing. If you smart, right? If you are an innovator, you are a creative. Look, we've been on this planet for 500 million years, type shit, right? If you are an innovator and we've adapted, bro. I got a PS5. I started on Super Nintendo. So listen what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you are afraid that AI will take your job, then create a job in which AI can work.
But I think in that sense, I agree with you, but I think it's easier said than done. The reason being is because you look at AI, right? And if they're teaching students in the next 10, 15 years, right? If it gets that advanced to the point where we won't even need teachers anymore. Do you understand?
My kids are schooled from the laptop. Like,
but I understand that.
Online courses. But go ahead.
But I'm saying there's going to be a point where we don't even have teachers. And imagine people who have dedicated their whole life to going to school, doing research, doing all these different things to teach the future of America, the future of the world, right? And so imagine those are people without jobs. Yes, there's going to be some innovators in that, but for the majority, right? Because everybody can't be a boss. Everybody can be a creative, but just because you're creative, that doesn't always lead to.
I got you. You got Bitcoin?
No.
You don't have no type of digital.
I have stocks.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have stocks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the thing is like.
I should have Bitcoin, but
it's okay. We have to learn to adapt. And the thing about it is, it's easier to be unhealthy. It's easier as fuck to just eat fucking Skittles and Starburst and energy drinks and McDonald's. It's easier to do that. It's harder to learn how to cook. But the thing about it is that anything that is hard is worth it, bro. Think about going to the gym. If I could just get a fit body and it be that easy, it wouldn't be worth it. But me lifting the weights, that's the reason why it feels good when you pop out shirtless. And that's what it is. It's like, for the things that you want, you can't expect them to be easy. The bitch who is the easiest, or the nigga who's the easiest, or the job that's the easiest, it's not gonna last. Anything fast never lasts. It's that simple. So for me, when I see these things, because I was like, on my spiritual journey, it's an infinity loop. So I've came around to where I've gotten to the point where I'm back wearing my diamonds. I'm back being who I was before, but a little wiser, or a lot more wiser. And so I was anti-phones, anti-TV, anti-electronics, just anti all that shit for a while. But then I realized this. I'm limiting myself and limiting my kids from their development. If you don't get with this shit, you're going to get left behind. That's just the truth. So at that point, you have to learn how to adapt and use it as a tool to strengthen your family. I tell my kids all the time, y'all know how much we can learn from AI? You know how many questions that you can ask? And I do this all the time. I just ask, AI, what was the first time that this happened? How many people, like, I ask questions like that. I'm not on no simple, easy shit where I'm like, AI, can you just create me an image of me where I want to be animated? Like, why are you doing that? That's abusing AI. That's stupid. I mean, that's a waste of time. You're dumb. You have the power. AI is Google with a brain. It's not conscious just yet. Maybe it is somewhere. But like, even if AI is conscious, you have someone you can ask any of the dumbest questions that you want. Why not? Why is the grass green? AI will tell you based upon carbon, based upon this and that. This is the reason why grass appears green. But if you don't understand that it's a tool, you're going to get left behind. Social media is a tool. It's not for your personal life.
I agree with you, because it's either get with it or get lost. Because you remember when we were in school, right? And I don't mean us to sound like Unc, but like we weren't even allowed to use calculators at a point in time. We had to remember all those timetables and everything by the top of our head.
How much you remember right now?
I know a lot of it, but
so here's the crazy thing about school. School is actually created to turn us into workers. NPCs. Now there is there is great knowledge within school in which you can you can apply to the real world, right? Like reading, mathematics is one of the languages of the universe, along with emotions. But I will say this: a vast majority in which you learn in school is only taught you to work a regular job, 9 to 5,
white picket
5
fence,
days a week.
get
Yeah,
out.
it's all the same. And the white picket fence bullshit, that's fake. Nobody lives like that.
Yeah.
Most people are paycheck to paycheck. But here's the thing. So if you understand your brain, and this goes back to the subconscious, most of the things that you think that you remember, you don't remember, because the brain creates every single time that you remember something. So you think about your third grade teacher, right? Every time that you go to this memory, every so often, however many years, months, or whatever time passed by, your brain actually creates a false memory. And so therefore, what you think that you remember, you don't really remember. You might remember some of the context, but a vast majority of it, you're making it up. It never existed at all. So when you think about school, it's like, what did I really learn from school? The two things that you truthfully should have learned from school is three things: reading, writing, math.
Right.
History, all that other shit. That doesn't matter if you're not a historian and you don't give a fuck about that.
Well, I feel like if you don't know your history, you won't know your future. So I think it is. I think it's important to educate. So school goes beyond the four walls, right? It's also what you learn at home. I do agree with you there.
Absolutely.
But I guess I was just saying in terms of like AI, I agree in terms of if you're not trying to learn it now or try to utilize it as a tool, you're going to be lost, right? Because I think for a lot of people, they don't want to lose the what am I saying? The cognitive thinking. I think I'm using that right, because there was a point in time where, again, we weren't allowed to use calculators. You had to know the multiplication. What's 9 times 9? What's 12 times 6? Like you would have to. You would have to. But I'm just saying that was the point of time.
Repetition.
But now you don't need any of that, and it's like
you don't. I mean, shit. In the jobs that you've had, and in the jobs that I've had, how much did you actually have to use that you learned in school, especially your high school years?
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about like slope intercept form, never.
You get what I'm saying? But see, here's another thing, and this is back to the teachings of my kids. I know how my kids are. So my daughter MJ, she's a singer. If you go upstairs right now, you open that door upstairs, you gonna hear her singing. And this is my son. My son likes video games, but he doesn't like to just play video games and waste time. He likes to learn the whole concept of the game, the limits, all these things. And so when you start to understand these things about your children, you start to understand things about yourself. Well, then you say, how can I curate a learning program? Because that's all this is just programming. We're just computers, right? How can I create a program which is curated to who they are personally? And then you curate that program to their strengths. So if my son likes video games, right? What is it about the video games that he likes? Then you create a structure in his lifestyle where he's constantly learning the same type of things. And then that curates to his dream job or the business or whatever he does with his life. Same thing with my daughter. If she likes singing, then I need to do singing lessons now. But go ahead.
So let's stay there. So your son, he figures it out, becomes a multimillionaire, right? Mm-hmm. But what about the people who can't do that? No, let me not say that can't do that, right? Because we're all capable of doing it, right? But it's just like, again, there's only going to be so many millionaires. There's only going to be so many creative streamers, all of that stuff. So it's like, I fear we'll eventually live in a world where we're going to be predicated on assisted living. And what I mean by that is we're not going to be able to afford, not necessarily me and you, right? But like there's going to be people in America that won't be able to afford living, apartment, mortgage, whatever it is.
Gonna be like,
and they're going to have to depend on the government to help fund them to eat, to live, to survive, all of that.
I mean,
because AI is going to take.
That's how the world are. That's how it is, though. That's how it is.
Because now it's no such thing as middle class anymore. It's either you're rich or you're poor, right? At least that's what they're trying to make it to.
No, it's the truth. It's blended. The lower realm is blended. Everything is, like I said, there's two versions of everything. So you have the new world and you have the old world. So when I'm using this terminology, it's the fact is that, and this is the harsh truth, is that there has to be those low vibrational people. There has to be poor. There has to be homeless.
That sounds bad.
It sucks, but this is where I learned about going beyond duality. You have to accept people for who they are. And the thing about it is that if you are aware that there are people who are broke or poverty driven or poverty stricken people, then what you should do with your knowledge, you should inspire those, and this is part of Buddhism too. You should inspire those to get out of the hood. Goes back to my line. I be in the trenches. I'm like Jesus with the murderers, right? And so when you understand this concept of Jesus and Buddha, you realize that you have to be the innovator, the Jesus, the disciple, the prophet, the whatever it is, to inspire these people to want that for themselves. So if you have the knowledge to be successful in the want, because some people just don't want to be rich. They don't care about putting in the work to be rich. They're okay with,
and rich is relative, right? Because
it's subjective for sure.
You don't want to put like a nominal fee. If you have $1 million in your bank account, you're rich. I mean, that $1 million is not the same $1 million it was 15, 20 years ago.
No, for sure. So that's the thing, is like, not everybody wants to be that way, and that's because they never learned that about themselves. So the thing about it, some people aren't meant to be rich in the way of the world. I wasn't meant to be Drake. Although I am extremely talented in music, my life path isn't just aligned with that. My life path is more aligned with where I'm at now, because the growth that I made, and I know authentically this is who I'm being. Even like, bro, when I started the podcast, it was never like, yo, y'all need to watch my podcast and me sending it and spamming it to people. I just uploaded it and then people would find it. And so that's the thing, is like, when you have a purpose and you're purpose driven, the world will open up for you. A vast majority of, and I keep saying this, vast majority of the people that are in our lives, in around us, and that we love, don't give a flying fuck about progressing or doing better or being better. So therefore, they're not meant to be rich. It goes back to
what you're saying. It's the act. Act like you're working hard. Act like you've earned this spot.
Yeah. So that's the thing, is like, I would, when I first started this whole spiritual journey, I was trying to save people. Hey, bro, meditate with me. Even now, hey, bro, come meditate with me at the park. Hey, bro, read my book. I'm trying to save people, right? But the thing about it is, I cannot save nobody. I have to save myself. And when you see that I save myself, you like, yo, what the fuck? Tuesday did that. I want to do it too. Like, I want to be good. I want to feel good. I want to be married. You have to be inspired. And so in Buddhism, they have there's the fat Buddha, in which you guys see, and everybody's like, that's this little joint here. Everybody's like, Buddha, why they worship? And they don't worship Buddha. So there's two forms of Buddha. There's like the fit Buddha, right? Who what he does is he hangs in the lower realms, and how he's aligned with his purpose, he inspires those people to find consciousness. And when they find consciousness, then they become Buddha. And the fat version of Buddha is kind of like the white man in the cloud, or in the sky is the man with the beard, in the sky is God, which is the level of the God frequency. So with the fat Buddha, that represents God in the form of, you have completed your journey from the lower realm of reality and transcended to being aligned with God. And now you are full of God in source. So therefore you appear at peace. Same thing with Jesus. Jesus hung out with strippers, the rich, the broke niggas, the trap niggas, the murderers. Jesus hung out with them. The reason why he hung out with them is because he can inspire them with his love and his light and how he was aligned. And that's what it is. So everybody, they wasn't meant to be Jesus. They was meant to be his disciples. They was supposed to be his mans. Yo, this is my mans. Let me show you how to do it. We gotta meditate. But they didn't do all the shit that Jesus had to do. So at that point, he inspired them through his teachings and who he was. That is the representation. So when you look at Jesus, it's not for you to just worship Jesus. That's something that they design. It's for you to try to be like Jesus. Christ consciousness, Christ-like. You have to be like Christ. Be truthful. Love. Live at a high vibrational state. Do all these things. If you heard Jesus fast for this long, try it. Try it. Do your best. Try it. See where it gets you. Then after that, do it even more the second time. That's what all these teachings are about. It's not just for you to be caught up on one thing. Not everybody's meant to be this. Somebody has to be the devil. Somebody has to be low vibrational. And sometimes or all the time, you're your own devil. You put yourself in that situation. You put yourself in the jail cell because you were selling perks. You got this STD because you were out here giving your body.
Hey, just so y'all know, he ain't talking about me.
No,
He's talking about
I'm saying people. You like
I'm just
like
messing with you.
The reason why you caught an STD is because you opened yourself up to that when you know that sex is the highest form of communication. Not only that, sex is a spiritual exchange with life force. So you out here giving your life force to anybody, you think that you're not going to attract something low vibrational? No, it's you. You are the devil, or you can be Jesus or God or whichever one you want to call, but it's your choice. High vibrational or low vibrational. You do low vibrational shit, you're going to attract low vibrational shit. You're going to attract demons, whatever you want to call them. But at the end of the day, it starts with you. They wouldn't even be able to attack you if you was full of light. If you was full of light, your light would shine so bright that them demons wouldn't even want to come near you. Why you think none of my friends want to hang out with me no more? Because them niggas is demons. I'm a demon. I'm on demon time, twin. Yeah, you fucking right you are, and I'm not. I'm on God mode, nigga. What's up? Don't fuck with me, bro. I love you to death, but don't fuck with me, nigga. You feel me? That's the truth. I'm on God time, nigga. Yeah. I'm not on demon time. Fuck demon time. Y'all niggas homeless. I'm in the castle, in the kingdom, walking around with my children, nigga. We good. We protected. Don't knock at my door. I'm gonna show you the light. You feel me? Like, that's what it is. Deep. So that's the point. It's on us. You. Not everybody's meant to go. Not everybody can go. This is Noah in the ship. You ain't about to hop on you not about to hop on this. This not for you. You not about to walk across the sea with me, gang. It's me and the kids and the wife. Can't fuck with you. I love you, but you on demon.
And what's the rebuttal to that? Do they feel some kind of way? Like,
of
when you tell them that?
Bro, the thing about it is, like, so we sit here and say, like, the truth shall set you free, but the most thing is that people cannot accept the truth. Niggas can't accept the truth. My mom can't accept the truth. She can't accept the fact that her son is a man. So when I sit here and say, hey, mom, hey, you can't stay with me. Why? Because you think that you're superior to me. And crazy thing is, I am at the forefront of my household. It don't go my mom trying to tell me what to do and then me and then my wife listen. It don't work that way. So that's the thing is, like, when you are authentically true, you're going to upset people. You're going to make people feel uncomfortable, but they hated Jesus too, nigga.
And the repetition of lies don't make it the truth. And that's where we're at. And I feel like in today's world, you know what I'm saying? And to that point, I feel like you have to know, like, when to cut off certain people, or just know your tiers of friendship, like tier levels, right? You have your tier one, like your day ones, your close friends, and then it really just be kind of everybody else, tier 2, tier 3, whatever. And you also have acquaintances, because I feel like a lot of times now we'll say this person is my friend, or this is my homie, and it's like, nah, that's your acquaintance. I wouldn't say that's your friend.
So I'll be playing PlayStation with the homies, and then I'll have somebody be like, yeah, we friends, and I'll be like, I don't have friends. You're not my friend. The thing, you're not even my friend. You're my brother. You're my cousin in my family structure. We may not be able to see each other every day. We don't gotta talk this and that. But when we link, it's like, hey, cuz, I ain't see you forever. Yeah. Like, grandma, that's the thing. Not everybody is your friend. Y'all niggas ain't my friends. You either my family or you nothing. The thing about it is I can't do friends, because when I'm somebody's friend, they think that I require or I have to maintain some type of relationship with them. If I'm a friend, I am a low maintenance friend. I'll never call you. I probably won't text you back. I'll leave you on red. I will not like your post. I will not share it. I will not like the memes that you send me. I don't want you to send me memes. I'm not your friend.
Now I'm about to spam you with memes every day.
Don't do it. I'll never read that shit. I think that camera died. I'll never read that shit, because the fact is, I'm not your friend, my nigga. I'm your family member. And the thing about it is, it's niggas who's my cousins I ain't seen in 10 years, but did they stop being my cousins? No. We still cousins. So that's the point. It's like, everybody doesn't have to be your friend. You not my friend. Don't be my friend. You either a family and we locked in and we always good, or we nothing. It's that simple.
Yeah.
So,
because I feel like the term friend also, it carries the burden of, we have all these responsibilities and commitments, and it just seems like a task, right? It feels like, especially with the older that you get too, right? Like when you think about when you have a family, when you have children to raise, when you have your own personal time, when you just have life going on. And then it's just that commitment of, oh, I got to hang out with my homie at least once or twice this month, just to keep the friendship going, just to let them know, like, we still cool. It can be a lot of responsibility.
I think, and that's the thing is, like, it's these societal constructs in which we were taught to believe. It goes back to our programming. You think that because you my mans, I'm supposed to always chill with you or be on fuck shit with you. I have a lot to lose.
Well, it's not even that part. There's a time when we're younger and we have a lot more bandwidth in terms of time we can spend with people and hang out and do things. It doesn't necessarily have to be on quote unquote demon time, or it doesn't have to be on, like, you know what I'm saying, going out doing the quote unquote wrong things. It can also be like, just kicking it. And people can't separate that timeline of friendship to where you're at now in life. Because when you're older, you have responsibilities. You have commitments. When you're 21, you may not have the same responsibilities. Okay, you got to pay your car note. You got to pay insurance. But when you're 29, 30 plus, like, yeah, I got a wife. Nigga, I got kids. I got real life. I got a mortgage.
And that's the thing. A lot of people who aren't in my position, who don't have what I have to lose, they don't understand. And the thing about it is, I don't have time to explain to you why I can't be your mans and turn up with you and we can't pour up lean and fuck bitches no more. I don't have time to do that. At that point, bro, I love you to death. You still my dog. I still remember the crazy shit that we did, but I'm not there no more, bro. That's hell. That's lower vibration, hell realm type shit. And you have to sit here and look at it like, if you still in that loop, cause that's the thing, is like, your mind creates loops. Your reality is a loop. Everything that we do is a loop. You wake up, check your phone the same way you checked your phone yesterday. You brush your teeth in the same pattern you did yesterday. This is all back to the psychological, like, brains, the subconscious mind. You do all these things the same. So if you are still in that loop of turning up and lean, you have to say, why am I still in that?
I get you on that. What I'm saying is, it doesn't even necessarily have to be that. It can just be the burden of, let's just hang out. And it's like, you may not just have the time to hang out as much as you used to. It don't gotta be on turn up time. It can be like, hey, let's just go watch the game somewhere.
My nigga, the thing about it, and that's the thing, it's like, why are you so open? You don't like that. It's not a bad thing. The thing about it is, if you want somebody to go watch the game with you, get a wife, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand.
But
like,
you can't do that though.
Man, get a wife, get a kid.
You can get a wife and get a kid, right? But again, people are in different stages and phases of their life, right? So they might have just went through a divorce, and they might just be trying to chill right now. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to be like very specific with the example, but I'm just saying, like, everybody's in a different season.
It makes sense. Like, I understand, but the thing about it is this. And this is how I because I used to be that way too. After my second relationship, I was free. I was outside. Yo, nigga, what's up? Da-da-da. And some of my mans, they were busy, right? But at the same time, where I'm at now, and this is now where I understand it now, I was meant to be alone. The reason why your mans can't hang out with you is because you probably need to do some inner work. You probably need to take some time alone. Go watch the game by yourself. Do you really like this game? Do you really like this, or is this something you just been a part of because you've been around this friend group? Like, all these things you have to learn to accept. Isolation, and Kevin Gates said this shit. Isolation brings elevation. So isolation is how you gain that relationship with God. that you neglected.
It's that inner work.
Long. It's you have to do it, because a lot of times when you're around people, your friends group, your parents, your girlfriend, so on and so forth, you start liking and becoming custom to how this person is. So certain things in old relationships, I had to kind of like wean myself off of certain shit that I really didn't like. I didn't really like it. I was just doing it and thought I liked it.
Because the friend group was doing it.
Because of the friend group, or because of the old girlfriend, or just my parents told me I liked it. Like, I didn't really like it. And so that's the thing, is like, I don't look at my situations as like, why this and why that. I say, thank God I'm going through this, because it's an opportunity for me to learn something. Yeah. Bro, I was just 25 pounds heavier, right? And there was times where I felt hurt or sick or tired or depressed or any of these type of emotions. And instead of saying, bro, I feel like shit, why I gotta go through this? I sit here and say, I'm going through this for a reason. Mm-hmm. In order for this to not happen again, I need to learn the lesson. Right. And when I learn the lesson, I won't feel the way that I feel right now. That goes back to the seasons of life, right? Graduation. And there was a time, speaking of that, last year, I think we had a conversation. I told you, like, yo, I just got out of a relationship. I'm feeling like this. I was like the heaviest I've ever been in my life. I wasn't making no money. My life all around was just a mess, it felt like. And that's when I knew, I'm like, this is my isolation time. This is the time to grow and develop into the man that I need to be. And I don't want to put a benchmark and say, yeah, by 30, I need my life to be like this. No, it's a process. It's a process. It took time. It took time for me to lose 15, 20 pounds. It took time for me to develop my lungs to enough to start running again. That took time to feel motivated to sit here in front of this camera and do a podcast with you. But think about this too. Think about how much you neglected that, and you deserved to do those things for you, because those are the things that maintain you. Mm-hmm. So moving into your next situation, it's like, yo, I need to make sure I'm going to the gym even if I'm with you. I need to make sure that I'm doing this. Whatever it is. I totally agree. I feel like a lot of times as the man, though, we sacrifice and compromise so many times in relationships because... Go ahead. No, I was going to say... You got the other two. Dang, I lost my train of thought. No, you said as a man sometimes... Oh, yeah. So as a man, it's just like we have to compromise so many times when we get into a relationship with a woman, because a lot of times they may have a child, or they may have dogs, or, you know, we're adjusting our lifestyle to theirs. They don't adjust anything when it comes to us for the most part, right? It's like, oh, you work out? Okay, I hear you. You know what I'm saying? But when she start making them home-cooked meals, cuddling more, you know, massaging your back, those are the things that make you stay inside, which is not necessarily a bad thing, mm-hmm. but it gets you out of your rhythm. It gets you out of your schedule, right? And so, again, I was vegan at one point. I remember. I met a shorty, they all went out the window. You know what I'm saying? The power of the poom poom. Nah, that's. I mean, but it's just that comfort too. That's really what it is. That's and there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, what you want for yourself, and this helps me with my relationship with my wife. And at times it may sound wrong or whatever to the outside world, but I come first. I have to prioritize me first. If I want to be left alone and go hug a fucking tree, I'm going to do it. You want to be mad about it? Be mad, but you won't be mad next week. Because in order for me to love you my best, the best I can, I have to love myself. And if I'm neglecting all this shit and over-compromising myself for you, I'm going to find myself unhappy. And you're going to be unhappy because I'm unhappy based upon the frequency that I'm emitting to our relationship. Now, I don't like you as much because now you didn't got disrespectful, but because I became so lazy and I compromised myself, I tolerate the disrespect from you. Now we in a relationship where every time you get mad, you fucking disrespect me. And that right there is one of like my non-negotiables. Same. So now in my third relationship or my third serious relationship or my marriage, I prioritize myself and say, all right, well, I'm going to make sure that I eat healthy. I'm gonna make sure that I have time to myself where I read a book, meditate, make music, whatever it is. I have time to do whatever I need to do for myself. So therefore, I can give you authentic love, not just comfort, because a lot of relationships are comfort and they're not authentic love. If you love me the way that you love me, or you say that you love me, then you should be able to love me and be happy when I do things to love myself. You should be happy that I prioritize myself to go to the gym or to read a book or to be creative or to whatever it is that maintains me, because now I can love you. Once I get the love
at
in
your
me,
best version too.
There you have it. And that be the issue of relationships, because relationships become imbalanced because this one person is compromising themselves to fit in this person's footprints, and now they feel like they can't escape and they're just comfortable. Oh yeah, it's like living at your parents' house. Again, it's like, oh yeah, well, she wants me to make sure that I take the laundry out of the dryer, and it's like, I didn't want to do that. You get what I'm saying? I'll do that shit later. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go read my book first. Like it's like that, right? And so when you realize that in your relationship, and that's why relationships lose their spark, is because now you're not maintaining yourself and you're no longer happy in your relationship because you don't prioritize yourself. You don't even know who you are no more. Exactly. You the nigga that going to go get the clothes out the dryer now. You the dishwasher nigga. You the take the trash out nigga. You no longer you. So therefore, you have no identity. You're in that loop of comfortability or complacency. So yeah.
And I always like to say, the first year of a relationship, I consider it the honeymoon phase.
Oh, they are.
Of course, everything's gonna be peaches and cream. Everybody's gonna put on a facade, right? There's gonna be your pet peeves that you don't like, but you're not really showing fully you until maybe, I say, like a couple months in.
I say a year.
It's kind of like when
2 years.
It's kind of like when you go into a job, right? You gonna make sure you're on time every time, right? When you first start. But when you about a year and a half in, you gonna push up a little 10 minutes later every now and then. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna use the bat. I'm gonna take my shit on the clock. Yes. Hey, where Chris at? Yeah, he in that motherfucking toilet. That nigga been in there 45 minutes. Chris, you okay? Yeah, I'm here. Give me a second. I'm wiping. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the truth. And the thing about it is, like, it's learning your partner. Even with my wife, I still don't like to say that I know her. And I read this book by Osho called The Book of Wisdom. And he was like, to say that you know your partner means that there is no more growth for you guys. So for me, I don't say that I know my wife. Although I know a lot of things that she does, I still strive to learn more. And this goes to my, like, how I view myself. I am forever a student. So therefore, I always find an opportunity for me to learn. Even if it's from my kids, my wife, you, the world, whatever it is, I'm open to learning because I don't want to say that I know. I know nothing. To the universe, I am non-existent. So therefore, if there's all this to learn in the universe, you know nothing at all. You don't know shit. Our parents don't even know nothing. They're still children. So at that point, everything is an opportunity every single day. It's an opportunity for me to learn my wife more. Okay, my wife like this. Oh, that's dope. Oh, let me hear about your day. You stressed, you overstimulated, you're this. I just try my best to listen. But I also have to remember, I have to be able to show her the growth within me too. Hey, babe, let me show you this egoistic archetypes that I created that all of us human beings fall under based upon our subconscious programming. Hey, babe, I read this book, like, that's the thing. It has to be a balance. You guys both have to be students and teachers to each other. So yeah,
that's phenomenal. And I was just telling you, traveling changes your perspective so much, right? Even going from first class to middle class to just main cabin, like, it's a humbling experience because I'm sitting up here with these folks. I'm never supposed to afford a $20,000 ticket to anywhere in the world. Not that I'm not supposed to afford it, but it's just like, I couldn't even see myself spending 20 bands on any ticket.
No, I mean, that's the thing. Everything is, as I said before, everything is perspective based. So as you're traveling the world, you'll see on the way that, one, how the world reacts to you as being a black man from America.
And I'll say this: there's racism everywhere. You can't escape it. You can't run it. That's not for you. That's for the viewers.
No,
I'm
that's
just letting y'all know that.
That's facts. But not only that, you also can see how the people are in other civilizations of people. And so that's what I was saying is like, when I go back to school, I'm going back to finish up psychology, but I'm also going to go to study religion, because the way that we in America perceive the outside world when it comes to like religious beliefs are indoctrinated to believe that they're inadequate or they're wrong. And when you start to study this stuff, you realize that there are people in the world that don't fall under the line of religion, but are more aligned with God and their beliefs than us in America, because our beliefs are so like, they're so like misconstrued to the point where we think that we have a certain perspective. So Republican and Democrat and this and that. We look at certain things. So you have white people who are Catholic that believe this certain belief about Jesus and the Pope and this and that. And then you have Christians who are our skin color and we believe Jesus like this and that. But then when you study all these other people, civilizations of the world, you start realizing that they know more about God in the spiritual, religious side of the world than what we do. We only know a small amount. So like, did you grow up Christian?
I am Christian.
Okay. Yeah. So you're Christian. What is it that you truly know about the Bible?
I know a lot, but I think the better question is, let me choose my wording careful here.
My shit is a safe space, so you can say what you want, and there's no judgment because we're all students, so you're still learning, even if you do know a lot about the Bible.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things where, like, going back to, again, social media or just people in general, the word gets misconstrued, right?
Your relationship with God is with God and not with them, so you know where your heart is. So
yeah,
I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
that's facts.
That's the thing. Like it doesn't matter what social media says about. Hey, like
I'm also here to spread the gospel too, right?
Okay.
And like enlighten my brothers, sisters, family, that kind of thing too. So again, it's like when I'm telling my brother one thing and he's seeing something else or hearing other people, talk about something in the Bible completely different. And it's like, to your point, how you were saying, like when you're looking at the Bible, it's like metaphors, right? Mm-hmm. And some people can misconstrue those messages, those scriptures. What was your question again? Dang, my bad.
I was saying, like, what is it that you know about the Bible? And the thing about it is, like, I'll take it even further. What majority of us know about the Bible? What vast majority of us, what most of us know about the Bible is this. We know stuff like the main events. So we know like the crucifixion, Moses, David versus Goliath type shit. We know like the big events, right? But we don't know the in-depths. So we don't know what happened to Jesus from the time that he was like 10 years old till he appeared when he was 30. We don't know that we don't know about Mary Magdalene. We don't.
So when you say me, are you saying like the majority of the states? Or are you saying like a specific community?
I'm just saying a vast majority of people who say that they have Christianity, Catholic, Judaism, whatever it is, as their beliefs. And so I'll go wait before you even say I'll go a little deeper. The issue about it is that what I'm saying is this: when you only look at this one part, this one piece, you don't have the full story of the whole entirety of it. So when people say our people, I'll just say our culture of people or our generation of people, right? When we sit here and say that we know Christianity or we know the Bible, we only stop at what we've heard. We don't know what we actually did study ourselves. Not to say there's not Bible scholars out there in our culture and our millennial age of people. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying is that most of us only know what it was told from someone else that was more likely our parent, grandparent,
I think that's fair.
so on and so forth. But did you know there's like the Book of Enoch, Mary Magdalene, like all these other things, deeper concepts to it. And so when I hear like, not talking shit about you or anything like that, but like when I hear people say that they're Christian, I think that is a stopping point in which a lot of people get complacent with, when there's more to it. There's a higher level, because although you go to church or you're Christian, you're just this and that, your relationship with God does not just stop.
It doesn't stop at church. No.
There's way
it's way more.
There's way more.
That's 2 hours out the week. The way I look at it is like people who say like, oh, I'm a good person because I go to church. So, I mean, if you break it down, it's what, an hour and a half, 2 hours out of your 100 or 1,000 plus hours out the week. And it's like, no, it's you also being a good person. It's also you doing your diligence and finding God within yourself too. It's doing all those things. It's not just, and like you said, it's not just stopping at, oh, I'm a Christian, and you just only know the stories that your grandmother or your parents told you. Like, no, you have to go out there and read the Bible yourself and learn this stuff.
No, and so that's where I'm at, and that's why I won't claim a religion. I apply the teachings of Jesus to my life, just like I apply the teachings of Buddha, authors that I like, whatever it is. I apply these things to my life. But I won't just say that I'm just this one thing. There's two ways that you can look at what I'm saying. You can either look at it as me saying I'm either all religions or I'm no religion. It's your choice. But for me to say this, I'm anti-religion in the sense of my religion is right, your religion is wrong, because that's like religious gangbanging. And I'm more of I'm all. Whatever gets you to God, true God, I'm for that. And if you combine all of these things, then that is the truth on how to maintain your relationship with God. You should just find the knowledge, not to say, oh yeah, you should become Muslim and do this. I just think that you should listen to it, read it, hear what they have to say. If you don't know about Israelites, go listen to that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with being educated about other religions and, and seeing what they believe in. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Just enlightening yourself. No.
It's just knowledge. I mean, to have to say that you are something is to have all the knowledge of it. Right? So it's like, to be a basketball player, I'm pretty sure you know all the rules, right? You in the NBA, you know all the rules. You know what's a travel, what's a double dribble, what's a three-pointer.
But I mean, I feel like as a man, right, we know that we're a man, but I feel like we're still navigating, figuring out certain things as a man. We don't have it 100% figured out on how to be a man.
I mean, that starts with the working of you. I was, so sometimes when I smoke, I have these like downloads that come to me, and your human body, we are not knowledgeable of the human experience that we're having within our flesh, right? So you don't realize, like, not saying you specifically, but you don't realize that your hand is holding that microphone a certain way, and you don't understand that. Now you changed your hand. Why am I holding this microphone a certain type of way? Why are my feet like this? What was the original? You probably didn't even pay attention that you were like that, but your feet are like that. I didn't pay attention that my feet is this way. And that goes to say that I know nothing about myself. I still, like, even in the moments, bro, we don't know anything. And so before I even say that I know this or I know that, it starts with understanding self. Understand yourself. Why are my feet this way? Why do I hold my body this way? Why is your hand on your, why you do that subconsciously, right? You didn't even realize you were doing it. We don't know that. And so that goes to say is like, I'm always, look, now you changing your whole thing. Why did I do this? Why am I this way? Why did you just change your whole body language? We know nothing, but yet we think that we know this. And then it's like, yeah, I'm just this. This is my stopping point, so I'm this. No, bro. We're more than that. You are so much more than just that. And don't be put into a construct that says that you're just this, oh yeah, I'm black, so therefore I can't listen to punk rock music or be emo or like I'm professional, so I can't tap my face, or that's the construct of the word. I'm Christian. What does that mean to be just Christian? Are you Christ-like? Are you following the teachings of Christ? Are you striving to be like Christ? If you are Kobe Bryant, you're striving to be like Mike or better than Mike. Are you striving to be better than Christ? Does that sound blasphemous if I say, yo, I want to be better than Christ? No, because when you look at your parents and you see all the fuck ups that they did your entire life, the way that they talked to you, treated you, this, and that, you'll sit here and say, bro, I'm going to be better than my parents. I ain't going to treat my kids the way my parents treated me. It's not blasphemous. That's the thing. You want to be better. You want to be more. I want to be more than my dad. I want to be more. That's how you become aligned with that, bro. That's just where it is. You get what I'm saying? Like, I look at all this shit, like, bro, all these people that be reading books, like, I seen Guru in person, and when I looked at him, I was like, damn, a part of me feels like it's a facade, because he has fame and they're selling books and, you know, he's doing this. Although I love him, when I see it, I sit here and say, I want to be better than him. I want to be better than Michael Jordan, so I'm going to become Kobe Bryant. I want to be better than Kobe.
You think Kobe is better than...
I want to be better than Kobe.
Okay, I hear you.
So I'm going to be LeBron James. You get what I'm saying? You have to always want to be better.
No, I hear you.
That's the point. I mean, yes, Kobe Bryant is better than Michael Jordan. That's me, though. It goes Kobe, Jordan, LeBron. But for real, for me, it's Allen Iverson, Carmelo Anthony.
You're saying your favorites. You're not saying like all time.
Jokic. You know what I'm saying? That was my top 3 right there. So anyways, but what I'm saying is, like, strive to be better.
Yeah.
I don't think that we should stop at just one point. All right, well, I'm CEO now. I'm Christian. All right, well, okay, dog. Not saying you, but if you are Christian, what are you doing every day to surpass that construct in which Christianity falls short as or under? Because there's flaws in it. Right. There's flaws in everything. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I think I don't really think it's any surpassing Christ, because, I mean, he's the perfect man. Hey,
is there a way that Kobe could have surpassed Jordan? If you think Michael Jordan's the best,
well,
who can surpass Jordan?
I feel like it's only different because when you talk about sports, it's all subjective. Because, like how you said, Kobe is better than MJ, a lot of people would disagree. Strongly
that's
disagree.
Religion, but that's religion. That's how religion comes. That's Muslim. That's Muslim, Buddhism, that whatever religions or y'all put under religion. That's what people are doing. That's all. Well, Muhammad, he was. That it's the same thing. That's all they're doing, is saying that this person, which they think is better than Jesus. And so, like, that's all that's how religion is, like, separated amongst people, by saying that their belief is more than this. They believe that this person is better than Jesus, and we believe Jesus is better than this. But at the point, that's perspective based upon the knowledge that you deemed or say that you know about Jesus. You probably only know, not saying you, but if you're Christian, you probably only know this much about Jesus.
But I mean, you can apply that to your point, because it's so broad. You can apply that to anything, because it's like, oh, I'm a football fan, but it's like, okay, but you don't really know the stats and the players from before 05.
1901.
Right. They don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? They just know Brady. They know Mahomes, but you don't know Dan Marino and the players that played before. You don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's pretty broad. It can go to a lot of things when you talk about that.
So for me, I look at it like this. I say all of these teachings are great. And if I apply all these teachings from the greats, if I learn from the greats, then I'm going to be great. It's only one LeBron, one Kobe, and one Michael Jordan. So therefore, there's only one Tuesday Night Swim. So I'm going to be the greatest version of me by applying these teachings. I'm stealing swag from Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Muhammad. I'm stealing the swag, and I'm like, oh, well, Jesus wore this? Oh, we're better. Oh, Buddha did this? Well, I'm a do it my way, or do it better. Like, however you look at it. But if you are being authentically true to you, you're always going to do whatever you do to the best ability. If it's the best thing that you do, you're not going to fall short, because, you know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, well, I can't be better than Jesus, so I'm not gonna try or make an attempt. No, you're just gonna be great. And there's probably things that it may sound blasphemous, but there might be things that you do better that Jesus probably didn't do or care about. Shit, I'm pretty sure you can use an iPhone better than Jesus. You get what
That's not what life is about, though.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but I'm saying, like, just if we compartmentalize things that people are better at, we can say that LeBron is a better blocker than Kobe or Michael Jordan. Kobe is a better shooter than LeBron and Michael Jordan. However you want to look at it. But the point is what I'm saying is that you can learn from all these things and be the best version of yourself. So strive to be better than what someone is teaching you about whatever it is, anything it is. Look at it and be like, well, shit, I'm gonna do my best to be the best or be better or whatever it is. It's not blasphemous. We have to stop looking at it as blasphemous. You know where your heart is. I'm not sitting there saying like, I'm gonna be better than Jesus. I'm not saying that. I don't wake up every day and be like, nigga, I'm better than Jesus. I told y'all, but that's not what I'm saying. That's an ignorant way to think. That's a reptilian mind to think, low vibrational way. It's not that. I'm just saying that I'm gonna do my best and make sure that if I can walk on water, I'm going to run across that water instead of walking. Or I'm going to jump, whatever it is. I'm just going to make sure that I do my best capability to make sure that I'm the best of me. Does that make sense?
I'm following.
It's deep, but it just sounds blasphemous because we've been taught that if you say this, it's blasphemous. Shit, if you wear a cross on your necklace or have a Jesus head on your necklace, that's blasphemous. You're celebrating the crucifixion of the Savior. Just religion, bro. It's no, you good. It's I feel like it's the goal though with religion though, in which we really need to accept, and this is because we have to take things that our parents, the grandparents, and so on and so forth. We have to take the things that they know and knew, and we have to continue to grow them. So when you look at the way that religion was spread and all these things, we need to do more research on every single thing, know everything. So therefore, you're not being misled or just left in this one spot thinking that this is the right religion, but yet you don't know everything that you know about it. Like going into Christianity, growing up Christian, I didn't know about the Crusades. I didn't know how Christianity was spread. I didn't know that my family was indigenous before. I didn't know anything about this. The only thing that I knew is that I was black, I was Christian, and I was a boy. All these other things I was unaware, but now I've done my research on the Crusades, the Ethiopian Bible, the Book of Enoch, the tablets of Mesopotamia, so on, indigenous cultures, indigenous beliefs, like all these things I'm learning now, I know now, and I'm continuing to learn. So therefore, me knowing what I know on how Christianity was spread and how the Catholic Church was spread, all these things, I can't sit here and be like, yeah, hell yeah, bro, sign me up, this, and that. It's like, I don't know if I could really like side with a belief, any belief that was involved like mutilating people and killing our ancestors and taking our land and then forcing us into religion to control us based upon our beliefs, and then thinking that we're being great slaves because we're obeying the master based upon it saying this in the Bible. You get what I'm saying? So then it's like, now for me, although I accept all religions and I'm open to learning and understanding, I won't just fall under one because I know that there is a shadow part to this religion. All religions, all religious beliefs, there's a dark side of that belief. There's dark side to Christianity because you got niggas like the KKK. There's dark side of being Muslim because you got Muslim extremists like ISIS. There's a dark side to people who are Jewish because you got the niggas who murdered Jesus. Like, you have this, there's all this dark side. So for me to be like, yeah, you know, yeah, y'all murdered Jesus. I'm Jewish too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do it because I know too much. So the thing about it is I have to pick it apart and say, all right, well, I fuck with this about Muslim culture. I fuck with this about Christianity. I fuck with this about Jewish beliefs, so on and so forth. And then I apply it to my own, which goes to like what my great grandmother was working on doing for her people. They believed in a religion. It's a new religion. It's called Baha'i Faith. And what they did is they believed all religions. They took in all information from all religions, and then they applied them to their religious beliefs. So they would call God Allah, but they would practice some Christian beliefs. They would meditate. They would, like, it would be all these things. They would fast. They would do all these things, even with Christianity, all these different things. And that became the religion of Baha'i Faith. So for me, it would be more aligned for me to gain all that information before I just step over here and be like, yeah, I'm Republican. You get what I'm saying? Like, what do we know about being Republican? We don't know a lot. So before you even say that you don't like this or you do like this, do your research on all of it. So you're not being misled by the blind. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, yeah. It's deep, bro. It's deep.
Yeah.
It's deep.
It is. Did you have anything else you want to chop it up about?
Nah, man. I hope that my goal is to always plant a seed in the mind. And what I'm saying is based upon where I'm at and the knowledge that I understand about the world and spirituality. And when I say spirituality, it's not about, some people call it like New Age and worshiping this and worshiping that. I don't worship anything. Because I'm one with everything, which is one of the Hermetic principles and universal laws. Everything is one. I am you, you are me, down to a scientific level. We are the trees, we're the birds, we're the bees. We're all one thing. So planting a seed is, if you get anything from this podcast episode that we did, which was dope. I appreciate your answers. Asking me all these questions. I know it was long-winded. Some shit probably went over your head.
No, you're good.
But if you get any takeaway from this podcast, I would say is that everything that you think that you know, you don't know. And so right now, in this time, in this moment, when you're hearing this, when you're not hearing this is an opportunity to learn more and everything. So what you think that you know, accept that you don't know anything about it and go learn it more. Because every time that you watch a movie, every time that you watch it after the first time, you learn more about that movie. You start seeing shit that you didn't even notice.
It's like when you watch Marvel, you see it like 2, 3, 4 times. You're like, oh, I didn't notice that.
I ain't realized that this was, yeah. So at that point, everything that you think that you know, go and relearn it again. And then see how much more you can learn about that one thing. So that's my seed, is that to always be a student, but also be a teacher. So anything that you know, you can plant a seed and send this person on a journey to learn more, because that's all it is. There is no right answer. There's no wrong answer. Just keep searching, keep going, keep following your truth. And if you hear this message, it's meant for you. That's just what it is. Even though we just talking, bro, I'm gonna be honest, we just talking. But yeah, I know that it was more me talking on this podcast episode because you asking me questions and shit. But what I usually do on all my podcast episodes, I ask people to leave a powerful quote and or a book reference in which they can share with the world.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to start with book reference first. Make sure you check out Tuesday Night Swim's book. That's what I'm going to do tonight, because before we started shooting again, I was like, let me take one of these books home. And I was like, actually, nah, let me go home and do my diligence and read this book. So only
you can save yourself by Tuesday Night Swim.
There we go.
To read it.
There we go. A quote I can leave with y'all.
A powerful quote.
Powerful quote. Dang, I feel like we dropped so many gems in this episode. Really, you did.
Nah, you gotta even if it's something I said, but yeah, whatever you want.
I think I'm gonna go back to what we started at the beginning of this conversation. A lot of people believe in God, but a lot of people don't fear God.
I like that. I fuck with that. And if you guys enjoy this conversation, isn't that crazy how I said I fuck with that after you said something about God? See, if you guys fuck with this episode, you enjoyed any of the things that we said, make sure you drop a like, a share. Make sure that you drop a comment, tap in with us. And until next time, peace, love, and light.
Love.
Big swim. Yeah.